mall, he'd have to take 3 police officers with him and be in 2 limos to hide one going one way and the other going the other way, like the president.
現地4月22日大谷の登板試合の前にジャイアンツのメディア担当元ジャイアンツのサンタンジェロ氏と元サイ・ヤング投手でドジャース解説のハーシュハイザー氏が対談しました。ハーシュハイザー氏は大谷やドジャースの魅力、そして自身とジャイアンツにまつわる因縁などを語り盛り上がりました。
Lasorda, and the question was about his managing skills developing. He was already a great manager when I got there, but it definitely was in a different form than we're going to see from the current San Francisco Giant manager. I think he's going to be a little bit more soft-shoed, where Tommy was more in your face.
That's a different game now. If you're harsh on these guys now, they go sit in the corner for a while and you lose them. So yeah, it's going to be fun to watch the evolution. And Tommy's the best. I mean, it was so cool to be around him those years when I was in LA. Let's talk about Ohtani. Tonight's pitcher, 2-0 with the 0.50 ERA. He didn't hit last time. There's a lot of talk about the Ohtani rule, which whatever. But what have you seen with this guy, and how cool is it to watch him hit every day and pitch every 5th day?
Yeah, it's very interesting to watch him every day. He's the same every day. I mean, the batting stance, there's no big adjustments. This is who he is. This is when he hits. Barely he ever hits on the field. He gets all his work done in the cage, but when he's slumping a little bit, he will go out on the field and want to watch the ball fly out of the ballpark, I think, to help his confidence a little bit, and not just to get the measurements in the cage. To watch him work as a pitcher, it's meticulous. It's at the same time of day when he does his long toss, or when he does his catch play, or when he does his side work. He's very regimented. It reminds me a little bit of Clayton Kershaw, but he's doing it on both sides of the ball, where it is just so meticulous about what he does. Off the field that the fans don't see, he's as meticulous off the field as he is on the field when he's preparing for a game, as far as his sleep and how he eats and how he goes about his day and how he wears his headphones and stays in the zone for what he's doing. He's Michael Jordan. He's Magic Johnson. He's whoever you want to name, Tiger Woods, as far as the distractions and the people that want a piece of him. But he has hedges around him that allow him to still stay in the zone. And that tells me how important baseball is to him, how important winning is to him, how important giving his best is to him. Because you could easily say, I make $70 million a year. I make another 50 or whatever on top of that in endorsements. And you know what? I've made it. And you can start to get a little lackadaisical, or you can say, you know what? It's okay today to do this. So I think I'll go to the mall. And, if he went to the mall, he'd have to take 3 police officers with him and be in 2 limos to hide one going one way and the other going the other way, like the president. But it shows me how important baseball is to him. He's a baseball junkie. He's like you. He's like me. He's a gym rat. And us gym rats, if we have our focus and our blinders on, which he does on a daily basis, it's impressive. It's really impressive.
What's it like traveling with the team now after a couple of World Series and having Ohtani? Is it just like traveling with the Beatles? I mean, what does it look like when you get off the bus at a hotel? Is it nuts?
Yeah, it is nuts, because Ohtani is definitely the focus, but then you have Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman and Will Smith and Teoscar Hernandez and then all, Blake Snell. And, we travel on multiple planes. We don't have just one plane. The players have a plane, then the staff and everybody else has a plane. We've got buses that leave the hotel every half hour from a certain hour to up to a certain hour. We have chefs that'll travel with us. I mean, it is like the Beatles. It's crazy. And the Dodger organization has really made it a destination for other players. They don't have to pay the top dollar. Even though we're the highest paying club, there are players that just want to be Dodgers now because they feel like maybe the staff can fix them, between the internet staff and between the pitching coaches and between the hitting coaches and the role they're going to play and the players they're going to be around and learn from. It becomes a destination for these guys. And then how they treat the families, how they treat the travel, what hotels we stay in, what goes on around the club as far as food and all the different things. Dodger Stadium locker room now, back in our day, how small the locker room was. Well, the facility for the players now is from home plate all the way down to the left field foul pole and 3 stories deep. 3 stories deep. It is an athletic club. It is a hotel. It is multiple kitchens. It is sleep rooms. It is anything. It is SwimX. It is swimming pool. It is quiet rooms. It is everything you would want. I don't think FP, we would have ever gone home. We would have just said, I'm just staying in the clubhouse. When we go on the road, I'll get on the plane. Tell my family to come visit me.
The divorce rate for Dodger players is higher than any other team.
It's crazy. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they wouldn't build a couple of apartments down in there for the young players to just say, "Oh, you guys can just stay here and learn baseball." It's amazing.
You missed the Murph's George Foreman grill making a burger before you went out to pitch for the Giants.
Yeah. Didn't we have Waffle Mania on Sundays?
Yeah.
And all kinds of stuff. And Murph, our clubhouse guy, the Hall of Fame clubhouse guy, Murph would not be able to walk from one end of the clubhouse to the other without catching his breath.
Murph's the greatest, man. He's one of my dear friends. I'm sure yours too. Last thing, or I'll let you go. I know you got a big day planned before you get to the yard. I mean, how do these guys stay hungry? I mean, we're making Giants fans sick with all this Dodger talk right now. But I think the Giants won in 10, 12, and 14. They stayed hungry through those years. Yeah. You won it in 1988. Like after back-to-back, how do you stay hungry as a player with all the money and all the stuff you're talking about? How do you stay focused to do it again?
Well, I think the quality of the player that they bring in, you either want to be on the team or you want to get more at-bats or more innings, or you want to be a Hall of Famer. And I think they stay hungry that way. They compete with each other, and they're competing with the distance of a career where they want multiple rings. They want multiple MVPs. They want batting titles. They want ERA titles. They want Cy Young. So I think at that level, they compete. And I think Dave Roberts and Andrew Friedman, the president of baseball ops, and Gomsey and all the different people around them, they keep them humble. They treat them with respect. They treat them in a way that they esteem them and they get whatever they want. But the expectation is, as you're getting whatever you need and whatever you want, you're going to work your butt off. And so these guys do stay healthy. And the Dodgers have done a great job of building that character, or picking the right guys with the right character. And you said something about Giant fans being jealous that we're talking so much Dodgers. Well, the year that I was a Giant, and I will say this, the Giants were probably the best organization in baseball in 1998 when I joined them. I came from the Cleveland Indians for 3 years. The Giants actually courted me before I became an Indian, and I actually had dinner at Peter McGowan's house and really wanted to be a Giant. And there was something that slipped up between the general manager and the owner as far as the negotiations with me, or I would have been a Giant for those 3 years that I was an Indian. They actually offered more money after I called Mr. McGowan and said, thank you for the negotiation. They actually offered more money. And he goes, what did we offer you, Earl? And I go, this. And he goes, well, I'll do this. Change it. Well, I'd already given my word to the Indians. And so I had to call the Indians and say, is there a way that I can get out of giving you my word that I'll be in camp tomorrow? And they said, no, we'll see you in camp tomorrow. And so I had to call Mr. McGowan back and say, sir, you had the best offer. It was a little late. And I have to go and be an Indian. So 3 years later, when the Indian thing was over, he called immediately again. And I became a Giant that year. But I will tell you, the people of the San Francisco Giants, and this, class off the charts. I'm still good friends with Ned Colletti. Still, he was the one that talked to me and brought me back to the Giants. I love this area of the country, and I only wish the best for the Giants. I think the rivalry is so very important, and I think both organizations are trying to be at the top. And I know it's been a dry spell for the Giants, but I root for them to be up there with the Dodgers again, and that would be a lot of fun to have that kind of competition.
It'd be good for baseball. Well, I'm blaming Peter McGowan for you and I not doing broadcast together for the Giants, because that would have been like 5 years or 4 or 5 years with the Giants, and who knows?
Yeah, I would have not been booed out of here. But I picked the San Francisco Giants, and I picked